Morning everybody. I've been put to a challenge by one of our families to let her know what my top 10 favourite books are, and I can't decide. I just love all books. There's so many books that I love, and today I might love a book and tomorrow I'll love another one even more. But I'm going to show you my top favourite books for today, and you might like to look them up in the library or buy them for a present or borrow them. We might have them in our preschool library. So here we go. So I love Edward the Emu. I read this to my kids every night when they were littles, and the next book in this series is Edwina the Emu. I just love the rhyme and the repetition in this book, and also had in a fox for that same reason, and the children predict what's going to happen next and they remember when they read it again. And also I love this book because it's about chickens. Seagull is a book about a seagull who gets caught in some fishing line, and I think that's a really important story to teach our children about rubbish and the impact that has on our environment and also on our wildlife. Important to look after them. Where is the Green Sheep is another favourite book. I think it's one of everyone's favourite books. One of the first book that children will probably learn to read themselves just because of the rhyme and the repetition, and I read this book to my kids every night as well. One big favourite. I discovered these beautiful books about animals by our Tasmanian author Jennifer Cossins, I beg your pardon, when I went to Tasmania, and they're a big favourite at preschool. Great one to extend vocab and for children to identify different animals. Pamela Allen, I'm a huge fan of Pamela Allen. I love her nonsense and her silly stories, but also she does some really great stories about in regards to science experiments. Alexander's Outing is about water displacement, just who sank the boat, about Archimedes' principle. So there's lots of different learnings that happen in their books, and of course, fancy that, it's about chickens. Which brings me to Harry McClary's, another book that children possibly would learn to read first because of the rhyme and the repetition in there, and just the lovable characters, and also who doesn't love dogs. This is the Love book by the author of The Very Hungry Caterpillar, Eric Carle. All of his books are amazing. I couldn't pick between them, and I love his art techniques. We often use these to provoke the children's art learning, their creativity. This one is about love, so it's about kindness. Nana's Backyard is a beautiful book written and illustrated by a local Evans Head artist, Wendy Roberts, and it's all about Chinaman's Beach. So it's about identity for us. The children know Chinaman's Beach, and they can relate to all the animals and the landscapes in there. It's a beautiful book. I love Jeannie Bucker's stories, Where the Forest Meets the Sea and Belonging. She has acknowledges the traditional owners in these books, but also uses an amazing art techniques. Mixed medium, it's beautiful books. The Who's series by Jeanette Rowe. So Whose Nose, Whose Eggs, Whose Poo, Whose Eyes. We sing these with the children, so it's a great way for them to have a love of language and be exposed to literacy. We also use these to help children with toileting or learn about body parts and caring for themselves and caring for animals. So they're fun books to read. The Wonky Donkey, I just love this because it's just nonsense and it's fun and engaging, and the kids learn to love reading because of this book. I don't have the book here. This one's another one, Leaf, by Stephen Michael King. This doesn't have any words in it, this story, but has the most amazing skill to engage children in what's happening, and it's also an ecological book. So I love it. Stephen Michael King's books are very beautiful. Now I've chosen a few here which help us to embed Indigenous perspectives into our program. Just some of the books that we use in our service. Insects, we sing along to this with the Auntie Wendy's Mob series. Patterns of Australia, so Bronwyn Bancroft is a Bundjalung artist and she has numerous books out there, which are fabulous. And this book is by Chris Sarah, Dingoes Are Not Dogs, and it helps us to understand diversity and difference. So yeah, as I said, today these are my favourites when I had to pick, but I'm sure when I get home and look at my own books, I will think of some more. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, I've just added this beautiful book called Goodnight Me by Andrew Daddo. I love goodnight bedtime books. When my kids were little, going to bed was one of the best parts of the day. And this is lovely. It's a whole body relaxation, so meditation, working from the head to the toe as kids go to sleep. So that's my final one for today.